There are parts of running a business that I care deeply about and feel like I'm pretty good at. And then there are parts that I just know I will never excel at. Things like payroll, HR forms, tax filings, really anything that involves important paperwork that can't be ignored, but somehow I can never seem to figure out. And that's where Gusto comes in. Gusto is online payroll and benefits software built for small businesses. It's all-in-one, remote-friendly, and incredibly easy to use, so you can pay, hire, onboard, and support your team from anywhere. It handles things like automatic payroll tax filing, direct deposits, benefits, all the details that can get messy real fast. And it saves time with built-in tools like onboarding docs and offer letters. So the things you're not great at still get done right. Try Gusto today at gusto.com/TIWW and get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That's 3 months of free payroll at gusto.com/TIWW. One more time, gusto.com/TIWW. I am Nicole Kalil, and you're listening to the This Is Woman's Work podcast, the Unfiltered and Unhinged edition. Short episodes, big truths, absolutely zero perfection. All right, friend, I gotta tell you, over the last few weeks, I have dropped so many balls that I'm pretty sure I've set a new personal record. And listen, this is unsettling for me because if there's one thing that I pride myself on, it's being a master ball juggler. I follow through. I pay attention to details. I show up when I say I will. I have systems, reminders. I have the color-coded calendar, the whole deal. And lately, balls are dropping everywhere. And sure, I could blame perimenopause brain fog, a crazy amount of travel, running a business while parenting, or the fact that lately my brain feels like a browser with 47 tabs open. Now it's just doing that spinny thing like it's buffering. Whatever the cause, it's been a lot. So let me give you a few examples. One of my oldest friends, we're talking like 30 plus years of knowing each other, was in town and we made plans to hang out. I didn't forget the plans, but somehow I completely lost track of time and what day it was until she literally pulled into my driveway. And then there was Ove's dog grooming appointment. It was in my calendar. I absolutely confirmed it. And I still completely no-showed. And then JJ's guitar lesson, the lesson that happens every single week on the same day at the same time, and we missed it entirely. It just like vanished from my brain. And those are just the obvious examples from 1 week, by the way. There are also follow-up emails that I owe, the messages that I fully intend to send and then end up getting sidetracked, the conversations I have with people in my mind, and then I can't remember if I actually had them in real life. You know, all the things that I'm normally pretty on top of. So naturally, I'm wondering, am I losing it? Like, what the actual fuck is happening here? Because I'm not somebody who drops balls. I'm the person people hand their balls to, which now that I think about it, really should have been my dating profile tagline back in the day, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I hate this feeling. I hate not following through. I hate dropping balls. But there's a lesson that I heard years ago that I keep coming back to, something that's actually helped me navigate the mess and the guilt. And I wanted to pass it along to you in case you too are currently struggling with your balls. And yes, the totally immature part of me is loving how many times I get to say balls in this episode. But anyway, I once heard a woman speak who shared a simple and what turned out to be unforgettable lesson. She basically said that there are two kinds of balls. And I'd argue that there are many kinds of balls, but for the purpose of this lesson, there are two. And these two that we juggle in our day-to-day lives, and they are glass balls and rubber balls. When glass balls drop, they shatter. They break into a million pieces. And cleaning up the mess can be really hard. And most of the time, you just can't glue that ball back together. But when rubber balls drop, they bounce. It's no big deal. You pick them back up and you keep on juggling. The problem is that most of us treat every ball like it's made of glass. Every missed email, every scheduling mistake, every dropped detail feels catastrophic. But the truth is, most of the balls that we're juggling are rubber. So, yes, I've dropped more balls than I'm comfortable with lately, but the ones that I've dropped have all been rubber. Yeah, sure, JJ missed a guitar lesson. I apologized, paid for the lesson, and JJ and I talked about what happened, and life moved on. I'm pretty confident that this won't come up in some future therapy session of hers. And yes, Ove didn't get groomed. So we gave him a bath, and I paid for the appointment that I missed because nobody should go unpaid for my mistake. And yes, paying for things that we don't use just because I screwed up is super annoying. But guess what? My dog still loves me. And my friend of over 30 years might not have been super impressed that I didn't know what day it was, but we still got to spend time together, and it was so good to see her. Plus, we go way back. I mean, way, way back. So she already knows the best of me, and she has seen way worse, I can assure you of that. And at the end of the day, nothing shattered. No irreparable damage, just rubber balls. Now, this doesn't mean details don't matter. Of course they do. And I'm tightening up my systems because clearly something is slipping. But what I'm not going to do is beat myself up like I just screwed something up that I can't recover from. So I'm giving myself grace, trusting that my track record of showing up when it matters most has earned me the benefit of the doubt. And I'm focusing on protecting my glass balls instead of obsessing over the rubber ones. Because the things that matter most, the real glass balls, those are still firmly up in the air. My relationships, my integrity, my family, my health, the work that I care so much about. Those balls are still up in the air, and I am protecting the shit out of them. If a few rubber balls have to bounce along the way, that's fine. That's what they're designed to do. So if you're feeling like you've been dropping balls lately, welcome to the shit show that we call being a working woman. How about we all take a breath and ask ourselves, was that ball actually made of glass, or did we just see it bounce? Because, friend, I know you know this, but not all balls are created equal. So let's let those fuckers bounce. Here's to rubber balls, exercise balls, beach balls, bouncing balls, all the balls. But most importantly, those glass balls. Let's take care of them and ourselves. Because this messy, imperfect, very human juggling act that we're all doing, this is woman's work.
There's fishing, and then there's fishing. Out here, you're after dinner. Online, hackers are after your data. They'll bait you with fake emails, lookalike sites, anything to lure you in. But with Cisco Duo's end-to-end phishing-resistant access control, every login, every device, every user stays protected. Looks like no one's biting today. Cisco Duo. Phishing season is over. Learn more at duo.com.
The Civil War and Reconstruction was a pivotal era in American history.
When a war was fought to save the Union and to free the slaves.
And when the work to rebuild the nation after that war was over turned into a struggle to guarantee liberty and justice for all Americans.
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Rich.
And we want to invite you to join us as we take an in-depth look at this pivotal era in American history.
Look for the Civil War and Reconstruction wherever you find your podcasts.